Welcome back. Rand Paul continued his conversation focusing on the Middle East and some foreign policy issues, really by starting with the notion that the Iraq War was a mistake.
I'm the one Republican on the stage who will, without any qualms, tell you the Iraq War was a mistake. And if we don't understand that it was a mistake, how are we going to move forward? Because we have some of the same questions again. Jeb Bush has the whole foreign policy team that his brother had. They took us to the war in Iraq, and he was uncertain when first asked whether it was a mistake or not. You see, there's a lot of people now saying, well, what about Iran? What are we going to do about Iran? Well, who was Iran's enemy? Saddam Hussein. When we got rid of Saddam Hussein, what happened? Iran got stronger. Basically, Iraq is now a failed state, but it's also a vassal state, meaning it pledges its allegiance to Iran. Iraq's greatest partner is Iran. The other day we saw weapons flying from Russia to Syria, and people are complaining about this, maybe rightly so, maybe not, but we're complaining about Russian weapons going to Syria, but you know who gave them flyover permission? Iraq. So Iraq, the government we put in place, is allied with Iran, somebody we say is a problem. They're also allied with Russia, somebody else who we say is a problem. We have to figure out and understand that maybe there's no easy answer sometimes. In Syria, there's a civil war been going on 4 or 5 years. There are two sides to it. One side is Assad, who most people believe gassed his own people. On the other side are Islamic rebels, which include Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra, and ISIS. In the middle, though, are about 2 million Christians. These 2 million Christians are caught in the middle, and they don't know what to do. So you have people who have been wrong about every foreign policy decision of the last couple of decades, some of them are in my party, who want to bomb both sides. They want to bomb Assad and ISIS. What do you think happens to the 2 million people caught in the middle, the 2 million Christians caught in the middle? In fact, ask them who they are for. The 2 million Christians that live in Syria, ask them who they would vote for, Assad or ISIS. Every one of them will vote for Assad. As bad as he is, they'll vote for Assad because they've had an uneasy existence that they've lived there, but they know what will happen if ISIS takes over. I was the leading champion against bombing Assad. Who wanted to bomb Assad? John McCain and President Obama. They both wanted to, the right and the left, and Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's been the leading exponent for the Libyan war and for supporting the Syrian rebels, getting involved in that war. So you got President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and John McCain all on the same side. And it's a disastrous foreign policy. When the vote came forward in the Foreign Relations Committee, they said, do you want to vote for arms for the Syrian rebels? And I said, you mean the ones allied with Al-Qaeda? And they said, oh yeah, it's inevitable that the arms we give will fight alongside Al-Qaeda. And I said, I thought that's who attacked us on 9/11. Why in the world would we want to be allied with the people who attacked us on 9/11? And I said, the great irony is that a year from now we'll be back fighting our own weapons. And a year later, ISIS is formed, and what does ISIS have for weapons? Our weapons. ISIS has anti-tank weapons that are from us. In fact, we gave the anti-tank weapons to a group, we call them moderates in Syria, and that group said that then when they were done fighting Assad, they don't care about ISIS, when they were done fighting Assad, they were going to attack Israel. Well, I thought Israel was also our ally too. Why would we be giving arms to a group that hates Israel and hates the United States? You would think we could maybe all unify and say we don't want to arm our enemies or fund our enemies. Wouldn't that make some sense? This is the problem with your foreign policy, but it's not just Republicans, it's not just Democrats, it's both of them. The war in Libya, I call it Hillary's war in Libya. Now that is kind of mean, but it's true. Hillary was the leading advocate of going into Libya. Who was in charge of Libya? Gaddafi. What's Gaddafi? Well, he's dead now, but he was a dictator. Like Hussein, like Mubarak, like Assad, a dictator, an iron fist. But with that iron fist, he suppressed radical Islam, and he at least had some stability to the country. Was he a good guy? Should we give him arms? No. In fact, I've said if I see Assad walking down the street, I won't feed him. All right? So the thing is we don't have to be allies with dictators, but we also don't have to be on the other side that says let's get rid of them, because out of that chaos comes something that's worse.
When we return, we're going to hear Rand Paul talking about the budget and the sequester, so please stay with us.